Hey y'all, happy Monday. I hope everybody is doing well. Today we're going to be getting into a past, present, future reading for the collective. So we're first going to be starting with a reading to see what messages we are going to be getting from the past. Okay, so we are starting with the past. And typically I start with one card and then bounce off from there, but it seems like more cards want to come out. So we're going to start here. So we've got, for our past, we have knighthood, spontaneity, Mentaken, longing for home, belonging, and answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Okay, so I'm going to start by reading the spontaneity card. Do you like do you like spontaneous? Do you like, okay, I'm already going off the rails and things have barely gotten started. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Spontaneity. Do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? The only acceptable answer to this question is yes. So buckle up, Charlie. You're about to learn that yes is a magic word with the power to unlock new dimensions in space, time, and after our hangouts. Yes will lead you to experiences you didn't think possible and teach you that lifelong friendships are something lurking just behind a karaoke singer's mullet. There's a pretty good chance your name is not Charlie. But if your name is Charlie, please comment down below. I would love to hear from you, Charlie. Okay. So, wow. Spontaneity. So in a past life, there was a lot of spontaneous energy, and this could also be referring to your childhood as well. So there was a lot of spontaneity. There was a lot of freedom. There was a lot of going with the flow and just kind of allowing things to happen. And that could be, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because I was going to say that could be, never mind. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. Okay, then we have answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So from this card, I'm getting that this question is a question that you have been asking yourself since you were a child. This is a question that has come in from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. This is a question that has been being asked no matter what period of time you have found yourself in. What is your soul calling you to do? This big question of what is your soul calling you to do is a question that has been lingering and waiting to be answered for quite some time. And then we have Mentaken. Mentakens are a group of starseeds, so a group of beings who have reincarnated in this lifetime on Earth, but the Mentaken people are people who once lived, not in I don't think it was called Mentaka, but there was basically a world, planet, where it was completely covered with water and people could breathe underwater. That's why this woman, she's a mermaid, and it suggests that these people loved and swam with the dolphins and really just lived in this very peaceful place. But Mentaken people don't have a place to return home to because their home was destroyed. So a lot of people who are Mentaken starseeds are people who have such a bright light and really bring this calming energy to the world, but often feel as though they are seeking a sense of home. These are people who are the original light workers. So you are someone who in the past could potentially be someone who experienced living this life, this Mentaken life of just beauty and harmony. But this lifetime, you know, you've been forced to come back and be a person and try to figure out, you know, how to exist within this very interesting 3D realm. And so this is just suggesting that in the past you lived a very free, beautiful, bright, spontaneous life, and that you are very much a protector. I'm getting that a part of your work, wow, it is not, let me try that thing that people do. Why do people do this? It's not making anything more clear. He's a knight. We don't need, right? He's a knight. Here, let's focus. He's a knight. He's not doing anything special. Y'all know what a knight is. A knight is a person who protects. A knight is someone who has high honor and is greatly respected. And so in a past life, you are someone who was greatly respected, and I feel like it was a part of the reason you were so highly respected is because of your beautiful, giving, spontaneous nature, this free spirit. And so again, this could be referring to your childhood, but this could also be referring to past lives, right? And so this is very interesting because it's suggesting that there is a really pure, light-filled space. And I don't want to say that you are longing to get back to, but I mean, it's coming up. So that you are longing to get back to. I don't know what we're going to pull for the present. But this is a really interesting past reading. And then let's see what comes out in the archetype cards. Wow. Okay. So we have Queen. So we have the Knight card and we have the Queen card. So you could have literally been a queen in a past life, or you just radiated the attribute, the light attribute of a queen is radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others, right? So you were a protector. We've got protector twice here. We've got the Queen and then we've got the Knight. And so you are someone that is of royal heritage. You literally descended from royalty, or you are someone who has just always carried this sort of royal energy, and this beautiful energy that you have carried throughout lifetimes and or throughout your childhood has led you to start to ask yourself, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing with all of this benevolent energy? Okay, wow. Okay, so let's move into, oh wait, let's pull a Wild Woman card for, I'm gonna get some new, I've been being called to get a new deck soon, and I'm excited about that. I think I want to start doing love readings. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing, let me know. Okay, and then wow, this is a really beautiful past life reading. And then we have Witch of the Winter Woods, healing. Okay, so in the past you were somebody who used your gifts to heal others. This is a past life gift that you have come into this incarnation with, right? You are a healer. You radiate this bright light, royal, spontaneous energy. You are a protector. You are someone that people can go to for counsel, or someone that people was able to go through or go to for counsel. Okay, all right, that's beautiful. All right, so let's move into our I'm laughing because, like, I don't know what's about to come up, but I feel like it's about to make me laugh the way it's about to juxtapose up against this. Okay. So for the present, we have unrequited love. Now, this could apply to a literal love situation, or this could apply to, this could apply to a person, or this could apply to a job or a place, right? You could end up being born in a space that you don't like or love, right? We can have lots of unrequited love in our lives, but let's go ahead and get some clarity. Okay, so we have follow your heart. I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. And reminded is interesting too. I'm always reminded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get to where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. Okay, so you are somebody who in the present has found yourself not really loving what has been showing up in your life. And honestly, I feel what's coming up is that it is connected to the mask. And we talked about this in the last reading on Friday, the mask that so many of us have been used to wearing, right? So for example, like looking at this past life energy with this queen, this royal energy, this protector, this energy, this healer, this spontaneous nature, answering the call of your soul. Like, I really feel as though in the present, because so many of us have found that we've had to wear these masks in order to protect ourselves or to just survive in the world that we have created, we have found ourselves in these unrequited love situations, giving love or not receiving. Like, there's this unequal, unreciprocal balance. That is not how, I don't know. Let me find the words. We have found ourselves loving things that don't love us back, or things loving us that we don't love, right? We found ourselves in situations where the balance is off. The scales are not equal, okay? And so the Justice card, we haven't pulled that card, and we wouldn't because there's no tarot here, but the Justice card is coming up, and the Justice card is related to Libra energy, and Libra energy is often related to relationships and just the fact that Libra energy brings balance, it brings harmony, it brings karmic justice to situations, right? And so I feel as though in the present there has been a lack of that Libra energy, that 7th house relationship, harmonic balancing of the scales. Like, we have found ourselves unhappy. Then we have the card, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. Okay, so what this spread wants us to know right now is that as we are in the present and we are moving through this energy of this unrequited love, of learning how to follow our hearts, of taking off these masks, there's not too much thinking that we need to do in order to move through this unrequited love energy. Because what's so beautiful about the fact that we have the unrequited love and the follow your heart card is that in the present we found ourselves in a dilemma where we are not seeing this balance reflected in our lives when it comes to the things that we love or the things that love us. But then we have the follow your heart card, which is basically suggesting that, and with this, you're already doing it, we found ourselves unbalanced, but we are working to fix it. We are working to move through this energy. We are learning how to follow our hearts. We are learning how to use we're learning how to use the gifts from the past to find this balance, to find this harmony. Okay, and then we have the Morrigan, sovereignty. And I think we pulled this the last time. We definitely pulled it we pulled it at some point within the last week. And I think she has either a raven or a crow on her hand. There's a lot of crows in this picture, and it's funny because outside of my window, I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of weeks ago I was literally witnessing like these they weren't even crows, whatever, the big vultures. They're these huge vultures eating something outside, having some sort of meeting, some godfather meeting, and really attacking something out there. And I don't know how that's relevant yet, but we're gonna see. Okay, so I want to read from the guidebook for this card. The Morrigan is on page 72. Maybe that is relevant to someone. The number 21 is also here. I just got the name Sarah as well. The Morrigan, sovereignty. What was the time, we got this last time. What was the time of seeming misfortune in my past that in hindsight led me to develop greater self-respect and personal sovereignty? The Morrigan reminds you that life will never be without challenges. Hardships, boundaries, and death are inevitable, and while it may be difficult to see when you are in the moment, they all carry value. It's easy to believe in our personal power and autonomy when the wheel turns in our favor, and not so when we face misfortune. The Morrigan wants you to hold whatever vibration that you are leaning into as you are following your heart and you are starting to shift and you are moving closer to your true self. The Morrigan is asking us to take time to actually reflect on the past and not allow ourselves to be victimized by our past experiences, but to use those past experiences to continue to move into the path that has been waiting on us. Okay, and I love this card, you're already doing it, because I action cards are great, but it is always nice to receive the word that you can just trust that the work that you've been doing is doing, right? Like, you don't have to put any extra sauce on it. You don't have to do any extra for things to work out. And then we've got Hermit, seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life. Seeks solitude to focus intently on that is a tongue twister. Serves personal creativity. Okay, so the Hermit is also found in the tarot, but the Hermit is suggesting that in the present you have either been in this hermit mode and are going to be coming out soon, but what you've been doing in this hermit mode is digging into these shadows and allowing yourself to really reflect on the past and reflect on how you can start to get to this greater sense of harmony and balance and to begin to move into this energy, this new energy. So some of you might already be in a hermit mode, be in a state of solitude where you have been reflecting and journaling and collecting all these bits of data from your life in order for you to create something that is more aligned with the direction that you are moving into as you are following your heart. Okay, and then some people may be, the word force is coming out, I don't love that word, but some people might, sometimes you get forced into hermit mode. Sometimes the universe puts us in situations where if we are not allowing ourselves to just be and reflect and to see what's been happening and to really like process our lives, sometimes we are forced into a hermit mode where we are having to, well, I mean, just an example, I've been forced into hermit mode many times over my life, but one example was when I went through psychosis in 2019, right? I lost my mind and I couldn't do anything. I had no choice but to rest and to process and to try to figure out what happened and how to move forward. And so right now for our present reading, I am getting that a lot of the action steps that we have already been taking are inevitably leading us into this greater sense of balance. And as we are learning how to follow our heart and taking these steps to moving towards what really lights us up internally, we are allowing ourselves the space in the room to be. And from that, so much creativity and inspiration will come. Okay, so let's move into the future. Okay, so we're gonna be pulling for our future. Okay, so we've got spouse. Somebody is manifesting a little bit of love, or not even love, but just romantic vibes. Okay, so wow. I knew I was gonna get this car. I knew it. I could feel it. Inspiration, because that's the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that has been us in the past, I'm sorry, all of the gifts that we have from our childhood before things went awry, right? Or before, or all of the things that we have carried over from past lives, this spontaneity, this royal energy, this healing energy, this ability to be the light and to actually uplift humanity by just being in a room, being in a space. As we are moving through and clearing out a lot of the things that we have found ourselves up against as we have been wearing these masks, as we start to remove these masks and align more with who we truly are, we will be inspired, right? We will find inspiration. We will find love. Some of you might even be finding a spouse, okay? And I love this. And a spouse is a person that you spend your life with, okay? A life partner. And a life partner can show up in more ways than one, right? A life partner could be a business partner. A life partner could be a best friend. I just really feel that when it comes to a life partnership in any regard, that is going to show up as something that is a representation of the inner healing and the inner work that you've been doing, because you will have attracted, as you move through this energy, you will then attract whatever it is that you are seeking. Whatever you are seeking is seeking you, right? And so as you really start to align with who you really are, naturally, good things that you have always dreamt for, are going to start to appear in your life. And this is so beautiful, and I love this. I love this for the future, because we also have story of my life. As I tell myself the story of what's happening in my life, I choose to make it the kind of story where even the tough parts have a sort of inner beauty. It's ultimately a happy story where every character, no matter how wicked, is doing their best. And let me tell you, it'll be worth it when I earn that Pulitzer Prize for Best Inner Monologue. All the things that you've been through, you will be able to look back at, and really be able to own these parts of yourself, and really be able to see what everything was for, to know that you were never a victim, to understand that everything that you have been through has always been for a reason. And I know the world is kind of cray-cray right now, but there are really wonderful things happening, and wonderful things that will come out of this rebirth, come out of this collective awakening. Oh, listen, let me tell you something. This is such a beautiful reading. I literally cannot. So then we have hope, and we have wholeness. I am whole, which is I am whole, which is so beautiful, because it's almost like everything, it's literally everything that you've been through has all been for this, for you to find that wholeness, for you to be able to look in the mirror, and for us to be able to look at ourselves collectively and say, man, we have been on a hell of a journey, but there's hope, right? There's hope that as we start to move into these new energies, that they will stay, that this is going to be the new way of existing, is leaning into our authenticity and allowing things that we have always desired to effortlessly flow to us, right? And this inspiration is going to allow us to birth creations that will continue to serve not only ourselves, but our world and the people in our world and the children that are growing up in this new world. The children now are not going to be growing up in the same world that we were growing up in just 20 years ago, right? Or even 10 years ago. Things are actually changing. Things are actually changing. And in order for things to actually change, radical revolutionary shit has to go down, and it's not always going to be pretty. It's just not. It's just not. But there's hope. There's hope for the future. I have never seen a more beautiful reading. I'm kind of scared to pull another one. Oh, that's so beautiful. And then we have Mother. I'm going to end with this. Nurturance. I don't think I've ever said nurturance. Nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. Boom. That's beautiful. We're birthing a new world. We are birthing new things. New everything. Who this? I hope you're cringing. That is so beautiful. It's like we're coming back to ourselves. And I think it's for a lot of us, I hear this so much from so many people where they're just like, you know, when I was a child, before the world, got a hold of me, I was me. And it's like we've been on this journey of trying to get back to that. And the journey has not been cute, and it ain't cute, and it probably won't be cute for a minute, but there is joy to be found in those spaces, in the in-between spaces. Everything, everywhere at once. The joy, the love, the pain, it's all here, and we have the opportunity to call in and to focus on what we want to elevate, what energy we want to uplift, what energy we want to give our time and energy to, give our time and attention to, rather. Well, yeah, attention. But that is so beautiful. I'm just like, I really needed this, and I hope that this message reaches who it needs to reach. And I'm just going to end by reading the love card. Love is a many splendored thing. Today, I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Or the surge of self-congratulations when I feel I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about the chills I get when I start singing along to Don't Worry About a Thing. You can insert whatever song you want, but that's the song that I chose. Love it. Wow. Well, that's that. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I might be back on Friday. I'm trying to come on here more. And I did come on Friday, so it is happening. It is happening. And I feel that it's going to just slowly start to increase. And what I appreciate is that I've been allowing myself the space to organically navigate this gift and to organically navigate how I want to share it. Right? And taking care of myself in the process. And I hope that you are doing that for yourself as well. Giving yourself the time and the space and the patience to take things at your pace, right? To do what you're doing, right? To keep doing what you're doing. You're already doing it. This was such a beautiful reading. Thank you guys for co-creating with me. I hope that you guys have an amazing week, and I will talk to you